recently opened for Maria Bamford and Paula Tompkins. Please put your hands together for the energetic and the awesome Mr. Dan Telfer.
I recently turned 30.
Yay!
And as I spent my 30th birthday at home just chilling out, hiding from all the scary people, I realized I wasted 2.5 years of my life playing a video game called World of Warcraft. And I mean, and like, you might be thinking, like, well, it wasn't all pretty much all 2.5 years playing this game. I had a level 70 troll mage. I thought it was funny, like, that's like the most bookish, like, introvert character you can make, so I named him Nerd, which I thought was hilarious, but no one else did. They killed me on sight because I was a terrifying looking glass into the choice they'd made with their life. But he wasn't my favorite character. My favorite character was a dwarven rogue. And he tramped about the swordy, elfy adventure video game, about this tall, bright orange facial hair, big twirly mustache, buck teeth, and a ponytail in the back that kind of went up a little bit. So I named him Nut Cluster, like the little cartoon squirrel on the cereal box. I thought it was hilarious, and it was like, you know, almost like viable in dwarven culture, you know what I mean? Like, almost. But then one day I logged into the game, and the developers, Blizzard Entertainment, told me I had to change it because it was offensive and sexually suggestive in nature. So I changed it to Clutnuster, which is a nonsense word, but sounds 10,000 times more disturbing and offensive than Nutcluster. Like, if Nutcluster is some weird sex practice, Clutnuster is like the embolism you can get from doing it wrong. Like, I gave myself a third nut with this leather strap. It's made of a blood clot. Clutnuster. If that were a cereal, that would be the jingle, and then we'll obviously go into tangents about the human anatomy, but that's why Clutnuster is not a real word. It's too convoluted. Video games are not the only way that I am pallid and easy to break. I am also a vegetarian, and please, trust me, I don't applaud too loudly. They'll hear you. I don't want to get in anyone's face about it. It just helps me, you know, not be scared in yet another way. But I do want to question anyone who eats turducken. Because what kind of creepy amateur gravedigger meal is that you made for yourself? You have to rip all the spines out, stuff the corpses inside of each other, and then sew their rib cages together so they don't explode. This meal was invented by someone who lived in a butcher shop, stuffed inside a laboratory, stuffed inside an abandoned castle tower. In the corner, he's saving for the day when he collects a menagerie of 1,000 birds to stuff inside of it. The waste of a perfectly good homunculus, alchemists. That's right. You think it's just game night, but you're an amateur alchemist / necromancer. Put that shit with some lightning, you might have a special little friend. I don't get to talk like this in my day-to-day life. I will be crushed, and so normally I try to keep kind of a low profile, but not that long ago, I was riding the Red Line train at about 3 in the morning, and I thought it was safe to bust out little iPod earbuds and a little Hellboy comic book and kind of go because the train car was basically completely empty. The only other person on the train was this homeless man caked in piss and dandruff, and he had a tarp over his lap, so he was preoccupied. We got to the Addison stop by Wrigley Field, and sure enough, 6 people got onto the train, and I could tell they came from a sports bar because a cloud of Axe body spray followed them. Sexually transmitted diseases is diving in and out of the cloud like dolphins at play. And one of the girls sat next to me. They crowded around me for some horrible reason. Taunting, it turns out, because the girl starts doing that thing that attractive people do to nerds to let me know that I would never have a chance with her. Like, I don't fucking get it. I'm married, I'm 30, I'm hideous, I've been through it, alright? She keeps looking at me and pointing at me and then nodding at her friends and saying stuff, and she's going like, ah, right, and I'm like in that little wedgie corner by the window, so I'm like, got one leg smashed against the radiator, just praying it will end. And then I can no longer ignore it. Because I hear through my earbuds her saying to her friends, yo, look! They make nerds out of fags now. What? You're in public! And like, when are you some fucking dignity where like, you don't just drop fags like in the most non-sequitur, completely oblivious context possible? And I was like, well, maybe she has a British accent. Like a nerd made out of fags. Like I'm some kind of gangly cigarette man. And I should have just, kept just shoving myself down that nerd tunnel of logic that never ends. But instead, I did what many nerds do. I blurted out a comeback I'd been sitting on for 20 years. I pulled my earbuds out. And I said, this coming from the Voltron of venereal disease. None of them laughed. None of them applauded. A chilling silence fell over the train car. Their clever major sports league of choice banter at a halt. But then the guy who was dating the girl sitting next to me lit up just a little bit.
Yes.
He got it. And he explained to his girlfriend in lieu of pussy that night that Voltron was a giant, 60-foot tall 1980s cartoon robot with a laser sword. And when it was time to fight the demons, he would assemble himself from smaller lion-shaped robots. And so she was an amalgamation of venereal disease allowed to walk sentient about Chicago from the train car. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to win this one! But again, there were no cheers, no applause, no laughter. They were going to punch the fuck out of my nuts as soon as I got off the train. Even the girls. And then, from out of nowhere, the homeless guy sitting 3 rows back yells out, he just called you the clap monster! Thank you guys so much.